It would be $61,966 today to buy a house.
So just before this, she was talking about how the average U.S. worker can expect to make around $35,000 this year. That's around 3.6 times the average, which is around $10,000 back in 1970. It also mentions that the average price for a home was around $17,000 back in 1970. Today, the average price of a home is around $300,000. So why exactly are homes 15 to 20 times more expensive than they were back in 1970? Let's break this down. Wages aside, the way people buy homes today is very different than the way that they bought homes back in the mid-20th century. For instance, if you were a new home buyer, you sometimes had to put down around 20 to 50% of the total home's value just to get a loan. During this time period, owning a home was for the wealthy. This led to a lot of families just sharing households with sometimes 10 to 12 people living under one roof. If you could afford to move out, you probably rented because you couldn't afford to buy. But during the 30s and 40s, this ideology began to change. You had American troops returning from war, you had government rations that were finally ending, so many Americans just wanted their own home so that they could start a family. So the Roosevelt administration started the FHA, the Federal Housing Authority, which allowed people to get better loans for their homes with way lower requirements. There were also VA loans for our troops that did the exact same thing. Now pretty much anyone had access to a home, but there was only so many homes on the market, so builders began buying lot space and putting new houses all throughout the U.S. The loan requirements and newly built homes helped push a lot of people out of cities too, but we'll cover that topic another day. The average square foot of those new homes is only around 1,500 square feet, and today, it's around 2,300 square feet. Private banking institutions began to catch on as they started offering mortgages with low money down, low interest, and longer payback terms, just like the FHA. These loans were federally backed too, so it was a win-win for the bank and the new home buyers. So what changed and why are they so expensive now? Well, there are a ton of reasons why the housing market is so expensive right now, a lot more to go over in a 3-minute video, but here are just a few of the big ones. Homes are bigger than they used to be, and the price per square foot of a home is a lot more than it used to be. Like I said, homes today are around 1,000 square feet bigger than they were back in 1970. The bigger the home, the more it costs to build, the more it costs to maintain. In addition, we have a labor shortage of home builders in the US. But just to build a new home, you're paying more for labor right off the bat, and you're paying inflated prices for all the materials to actually build that home. Another reason why the average house is more expensive today is because we're making a lot less of them. Back in the mid-20th century, there was a lot of land to be bought and sold, but today, there's either houses or other businesses on that land. And we're running out of places to build. The US is still building a lot of new houses every year, but as they build more houses, they're gonna run out of space, which is gonna send the price of existing homes up. Not everybody's gonna sell their home at the same time, so once you run out of room to build new homes, you're kinda stuck with what's on the market. And of course, you've got regular inflation, which will make everything around the home, including the home itself, more expensive over time. Some mortgage lenders now have stricter requirements on who actually gets a loan, like making borrowers put down at least 20%. Which means there's fewer people being approved for mortgages, so for the entire market to make a profit, prices have to go up. She's right, a house costs more now, and that might not change.